Hi, I'm Supermoon Tarot, and in today's video we're going to be seeing what's coming for you in January 2020. I wanted to take a moment to say that I read all the comments. I love them. You guys are so funny and nice, and I love hearing what you got out of the reading. Wonderful, I love it. But somebody left a comment the other day that made me laugh so hard. It was something like, "You can see 2020 into the future." Okay, I'll leave now. I just thought it was really funny and I wanted to share that with you guys. So we're going to be going over January predictions. Who is getting excited? Who's making their resolutions? Who is just excited to be, new year, new you type of mentality? It's a great way to start. But just a little friendly reminder, don't stress yourself out. Don't think you have to accomplish everything you've ever possibly dreamed in 1 month. Just look forward to a new chapter, a new page in your life, and maybe do something fun that can involve some sort of self-improvement, just something to think about. Either way, as you can see, we have 4 different groups to choose from. Let me give you a moment to pick the pile that you resonate with most. I'll give you a moment to do so. Now that you have, as you go down to the description, I have a timestamp marked with each individual group, so you can skip to that. And let's get started with group number one. Let's find out what's coming for you in January 2020. Let's look at the cards. We have the Devil card in reverse, Temperance upright, King of Wands upright, 2 of Cups in reverse, 9 of Cups upright, 5 of Swords upright, the Hermit card in reverse, the Moon card upright, and your last card is 5 of Cups upright. We have a bunch of contradictive things going on here. This is really interesting, and I'm going to have to pull more cards. But you know what? I am being told I need to just focus on what's going on over here before I even pull any more cards. So let's start off with this, and then we'll kind of get into the details. So over here we have the Devil card in reverse, which I don't know why my camera wants to blur it out so much. Sorry about that. Anyway, the Devil card in reverse is actually a wonderful card. Many people are afraid of this concept, and it's totally understandable if you're one of them, but it is actually a awesome thing to head after. So the Devil card is when we confront our shadow self. These are the types of traits or habits that we have that we can often be ashamed of. These are the personality parts of us that we would prefer not telling other people about. We're embarrassed we have them as well. And we usually just put them away in the closet, don't deal with it, and well, now is the time that you will be dealing with it and facing it head on. These can encompass ideas like maybe you feel bitterness or anger or jealousy. I'm just giving you a small gamut of emotions, but you get the drift, you catch the drift. Is it get or catch? But then we have the Temperance card. This is this wonderful reassurance that you're facing these darker parts of yourself during this month time period because it's your version of healing right now. But you're getting 2 things from healing in this way. The Temperance card talks about rejuvenation of energy, that by getting rid of these sort of emotions that have for a little while, I can see over here in the Moon card, these are subconscious things that have been bringing you down from time to time enough that they've kind of been slowly picking away at your self-esteem. Maybe you'll feel happy one moment and start to kind of feel a little down because this part of yourself comes up and you're just still not handling it yet, so it kind of almost feels like a bigger and bigger problem, unfortunately. I'm so sorry you're going through that. But the Temperance card says you overcome it. You overcome it, you face it, you come out on top, you feel more rejuvenated because that's been handled. But this over here talks about the concept of experience. Now think about it. You have to have experience in order to get the King of Wands upright. The experience of both facing the dark and the light. You have to have both. Balance is the most important key to life, the universe, everything. You have to understand and accept and enjoy and dive into both to appreciate one another. But it also talks about experience because, you know, often when we have these sort of emotions that develop over time, they're because of past experiences. It's understandable. I mean, we all have them. You're not the only one. We all deal with it. And this then leads to the King of Wands upright. So the King of Wands upright is just spectacular. A super spectacular omen. It does potentially hint to you getting more responsibility in the workplace. So that's really cool. Now, I'm not going to say a full-on job position that's higher. That I would need other cards to guarantee that, but you can, if you're getting the opportunity to handle more responsibility, this is sort of like the building up month that will lead you to being positively evaluated. So in another month, you will get the position maybe, or the higher pay raise that you've been looking for. But the important thing to focus on here is that the King of Wands, due to the energy he has and the experience that he has, he is basically able to go out into the world and make anything happen because he has, he's great at organizing plans. He doesn't have anything holding him back. He has the right amount of gusto behind him because he no longer has anything bringing him down. And but he's still smart and thoughtful with the way he goes about things. So this is a very much like a go-getter. Don't worry, everything's going to work out in your favor if you go out and achieve it, and you will then have the capabilities of making it happen. Again, because you went through this healing process during this month. And you will be feeling this way by the end of the month. I would even say, I want to say like mid-month, third week in January. So expect to enjoy the benefits of this pretty quickly, which is awesome. Now, here is where things get confusing, to say the least. So let me just pull couple cards. We have the Queen of Cups upright. Okay, well that makes sense. But here's a major contradiction going on that I need to better understand. Three of Pentacles in reverse kind of just expands upon something and gives a little more detail about the place. But the Fool card in reverse. Man, sometimes tarot does not want to be super specific. So I'll just be honest with you. I can only give you really vague statements about this situation at the moment because that's all I'm getting. Sometimes that's just the way it is in tarot. It will make all the better sense when it happens to you. And to be honest with you, sometimes there are situations that are so unique to your own your own experience that's most of us aren't able to put it into words quite yet. So let's talk about this. Five of Swords talks about like squabbling, disagreements, especially verbal, kind of getting a little mean. It also talks about a little bit of a cutthroat competitive sort of vibe. And that makes sense because in the Three of Pentacles over here in reverse, it talks about potentially a work type of environment. Again, I'm just getting work vibes or like a project oriented vibe. This can refer to potentially a relationship oriented thing where, you know, you're not getting along with your partner's friends, they're not getting along with your friends. That's okay. That it doesn't always have to work out that way. But either way, you probably should walk away from that particular situation considering it's getting a little ugly. But the reason why I feel this is a work type situation is not only with the King of Wands over here, but the Fool card in reverse talks about the idea of you guys as a group taking some sort of risk that you know you shouldn't take. You're aware of how risky it is. And it's kind of a warning of like, yeah, it's not going to really go in your favor necessarily. So it looks like you guys are at all costs trying to make this situation, this project you guys are working on, work out and win. I don't know what the term would be. And it's not going that way. You're taking risks in order to try to get ahead. And it just because things aren't going well, it's like the team is imploding in itself. Now, while I'm sure that's not fun to hear and you're thinking, well, I don't want to hear about that in January. I want to hear about money and love. Well, this is where it gets kind of interesting and confusing. So the Nine of Cups is a really happy card. It talks about getting everything you could wish for and want. This is a great time to ask for what you want. And it is a very happy woman card and a positive ending to a kind of unique situation. The reason why I say this is unique is because over here we have the Two Cups in reverse. Yes, if this is a relationship, this can hint to you guys maybe potentially starting to separate, maybe you stop seeing each other, but to be honest with you, I'm picking up more of a self-healing, self-love sort of vibe we talked about here in Temperance card repeating again. I only bring up the relationship thing because of the Hermit card, but I'm just not feeling it's relationship oriented, but I'm putting it out there because this is a general reading. But the self-healing gets confirmed again that it all works out really well for you. The Queen of Cups talks about feeling emotionally balanced because you are able to understand what happened in the darker version of yourself. Think of like yourself as a surfer on a wave, and as you're riding this wave, you are afraid you're gonna fall. It could all, fall apart in front of you. But in the past, or before January, you were focused on it too much and it made you fall off your board more than you would like. Now that you've handled it, it no longer feels scary, you've even got it under control, you're able to again ride that consistent wave. But the consistent wave is being aware that you are in a wave. It could end at any point, it could begin at any point, but it will always continue on a cycle and you are down to easily move from one wave to a next and feel great and enjoy every part of it. So it's really happy outcome, again, confirming this. So we have all this positivity, and all this positivity opens up your ability to manifest and have this wish. But it looks like your wish is to have this fight. Do you see how that doesn't really make sense when you say it out loud? Most people would not wish for that. So one more card I'm going to pull over here is a little confusing with what's going on over here. So let me get my other deck. I like to pull cards from the same deck because, I don't know, just in my head it makes sense. So let's see what's going on over here. Oh, okay, well there we go. We've got our devil. Well, now that makes a lot of sense. Here he is. This is what you're working on. Okay, so the devil is the opposite. So this is you overcoming the dark version of yourself. And over here, the devil card talks about, well, that dark version of yourself. What is that dark version of yourself? So it looks like, so over here we have the Five of Cups talking about the act of disappointment. Over here we talk about this disappointment again, this risk that isn't working out or whatever like this. But the Moon card implies that you subconsciously want this. There is this happy notion to kind of cause this form of disruption. And the reason why you want that is it looks like this is going to enable you to withdraw in the Hermit card in reverse. It's like you want this team to not work out so you can go back to being alone. It looks like this is kind of a little bit of a bad habit you're overcoming, but I think the bad habit that we're seeing over here in the Devil card is you want to be alone and away from all of this so you can handle the issue at hand by finally having the time alone. So what I'm trying to say here is when this happens, this is actually weirdly a thing that is going to bring you your actual wish and dream and manifestation. You are going to end up getting out of this uncomfortable situation and be alone and heal, and you're going to be able to then, oh, you want to be out of this group because you want to be the leader. Oh, I see what's going on here. It's kind of like intentional, unintentional sabotage. Now, I don't see you actually doing anything to cause any of this disruption, but you don't mind that it's happening because you ultimately see all this positive stuff that it's going to lead to. Wow, this was a very weird one to read. I don't think I've ever read a situation like this. Well, the world works in mysterious ways, so ultimately, it ends really good. This is what you want. It's going to be really happy. This isn't even that big of a deal. This is like a very kind of condensed, shorter time period in January. But when it happens, definitely let it do its thing and ride the course and let it work itself out, because this is going to ultimately lead you to what you really want. And definitely start thinking this Nine of Cups is more than the manifestation to be alone and the wish to be alone. It's almost like you're asking for more. There's a feeling of, I want more, I'm ready for more, and that's something really specific you have in mind. So think about that tonight, and think about that going into January, and put that wish out there, and let it develop in the unique, mysterious ways the universe makes it happen. It doesn't always hand it to us out front. There's some disguised or what feels like bumps. You won't even really be affected by them. Just kind of keep hanging out and it will pop up when you least expect it. It's all working out in your favor, which I love. So if you enjoyed this reading as much as I did, please consider giving it a like, comment, and subscribe. Have a wonderful day. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. And let's get ready for group number two. Let's find out what's coming for you in January 2020. Let's look at your cards. We have 10 of Cups upright, 9 of Cups in reverse. I'm so sorry for this blurriness. I don't really know why it's blurry on just this side of the screen. Oh, look, it's getting clearer. The Moon card in reverse. Think of this as foggy, confusing ideas gaining more clarity. What else do we have? King of Swords in reverse. 8 of Wands upright, 8 of Swords in upright, 7 of Wands upright, 7 of Pentacles in reverse, and Queen of Wands upright. Interesting. I already see some repeats going on here. I love synchronicities and cool stuff like that in tarot and in real life. But I'm definitely going to need to pull some more cards, because while I am picking up events specifically, it almost feels like I'm more picking up your mindset. Your mindset feels more important at this time period as a result of those experiences. And it's kind of like a weird perspective you're in, because from what I can see so far, now I have to pull some more cards, but from what I can see, everything's kind of going great for you in both the romantic department and in the like work-related sort of situation. Kind of there's a lot of positivity going on is what I'm trying to say. And yet there is a dissatisfaction on your end. And well, that seems contradictive. So let's dive into all of this. So I'm going to pull some more cards here. I like to pull from the same card decks because I don't know, that's my method. Okay, what do we got going on here? Yep, work related. Okay, cool. So 10 of Cups upright is really just a happy, wonderful time period for you. If you are in a couple sort of situation, everything's going great. You're enjoying your time with them and everything's nice and smooth and happy, maybe even a little overly blissful. You're just really connecting and clicking in a way that you haven't in a while. Same thing with them and you. If you have a family, you're enjoying that time period all together, and in general there's just a really sweet connection overall. And if you're single, yeah, you totally meet someone. It's great. In fact, this has very strong, from what I can see so far, potential of being potentially the one type of seriousness. So like I said, over the top, wonderful, positive affirmations coming your way. Yet, we've got the 9 of Cups in reverse. This, again, in a weird way confirms, yep, you're getting everything you want, everything you could possibly dream of type of idea, but it's almost like maybe it's just not exactly perfect. Just a little bit off. But for the most part, you're getting the majority of what you want. And yet, you're still nitpicking, looking at flaws that you don't really need to pay attention to, making them seem like a bigger deal. This is kind of a warning of like, you just need to change your perspective. Why not enjoy all this good stuff around you? But I wondered what the unenjoyment situation is going on here, considering how great everything is at home. And the Moon card and the King of Swords in reverse both talk about this idea of you understanding an inner truth about yourself. Something kind of comes to the surface and you have a better understanding of yourself. So it looks like, and this again is just a perspective situation going on. You can change it however you want. It's not set in stone. If you start to see this happening, you can always change it to your benefit. But the Two of Pentacles in reverse talks about when you start to feel overwhelmed by both your work life and your home life. And the more those pentacles feel heavy, the harder it is to juggle them, and everything starts to feel like it's slipping out of your hand. Now keep in mind, I do not see insane chaos for you. Nothing bad's gonna happen. You're not gonna lose your job. Everything's all right. But again, I'm just seeing a constant repeat of this, especially over here, this perspective that you're feeling unnecessarily overwhelmed and allowing it to get you down. I can see that repeated over here in the Eight of Swords upright, that it is in fact something that you are totally in control of changing and working out to your benefit. No problem. This is your obstacle you can remove out of the way in a really good way. But let me just again, let me just look a little more into this. Well, Ten of Cups upright. If there was any doubt, yes, it's a really good time for you romantic-wise and spending time together and stuff like that. Yes, very good. It's a very good romantic month for you. I'm very happy for you. In fact, actually, again, we are getting strong inclinations that this person that you meet this month is like soulmate vibes. For sure, soulmate vibes. The person you're with is your soulmate. If you're currently coupled up, everything's great, lovey-dovey, good things. But it also talks about, again, this awareness of how important your relationship is to your happiness, that it's something that greatly affects everything else in your life, and that includes your work. And you think better when you're with them, you work better, but sometimes when we get consumed with love and, well, good things, it can wait, hold on. Yep, I just wanted to make sure I was right. Sometimes it can affect our desire to be at work, you know? You're having such a good time with your loved one. You're like, I don't want to go to work. I want to stay home and hang out all day and watch TV in bed and eat snacks and all that fun activities. And I can see over here, buried underneath a mountain of cards in the Eight of Wands, it looks like things are really picking up for you romantically, at work. Like I said, very, very, very good month. Only good things. But this is where the sort of like feeling trapped comes in. It looks like the overwhelming amount of workload in any other situation would be a good thing. I mean, we all want a lot of opportunities, and, you know, if you need more clients, you get more clients, all that good stuff. But the more you feel like you have to do, the more it makes you feel bogged down and trapped. Now, the interesting thing we have over here in the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands is we see how good you are at business. King of Pentacles talks about the love of business, the love of doing it, the love of receiving money, and again repeats the idea of the love of sharing that with people you love. So overall, your career is something that's really special to you. So I imagine you're feeling pulled. It's like too much of a good thing, so to speak. Again, really funny. It almost seems negative, like I said, but it's really not. It's only like you're overwhelmed by too much positivity. Really funny, right? But the Queen of Wands talks about your capability, your magnetic power, people just like you. You've got a handle on this. You totally can handle all of this stuff going on. Let me just pull one last card as we kind of move towards the end of the last part of the spread. Two of Swords upright. Yeah, okay. I see what's going on here. And then we have, I just kind of want to know, Justice. Yeah, upright. Okay, so this is a really cute reading for you. So the Two of Swords is this like back and forth feeling of like, I don't know what to do. Should I do this? Should I do that? And it looks like the two options you're choosing between is over here in the Seven of Wands. It implies like, just keep pushing through this difficult time period where you feel pulled, drawn between your family and almost the desire, like I said, this does not imply you would quit, but it is this feeling of like, oh, maybe I should take time off work, or maybe I should stop going to my job. Maybe I should just dedicate all my time to my loved one. Maybe you have the money for that. Who knows? But there's this part of you that's like, no, I have to keep finding a way to make time for everybody, the things I love to do in my workflow and all this, money coming into my life and opportunities to make more money, which is great, and the people I love and spending time for them. And the Seven of Wands is really positive omen that like it'll totally work out in your benefit. I can see over here in the Justice card. But the Seven of Pentacles in reverse implies you are focusing a little too much on what isn't working, and it's almost like well, I didn't like how that worked out, so I'm giving up. And you honestly are just feeling pulled back and forth. We've talked about that several times in the spread. But the Justice card in upright talks about both the positive omen that like, you can totally handle this. You've got this. It's going to work out in your way. Everything's good. But it is something of food for thought to help you through this, I would say difficult, but again, nothing but good things coming your way. It implies that there's a cause and effect, especially when it comes to the equivalence of what we put in. So if you put in the right amount of time at work and you split it equally in the middle between your relationship, you will be able to get it all done. And the harder you work while you're at work, is the amount, that is the amount of money you will get back. So it's kind of an awareness of like, don't allow yourself to get bogged down by your thoughts. Just do it, but make a conscious effort and know that you will totally get back in return what you put out there. You're clearly getting it in your relationship. You're getting it in your work. What you've worked hard on to build is happening and you're getting it and it can continue. So just keep doing it. So this is really hilarious because basically the ending note I want to end on is that, yes, it's nothing but pretty much awesome, amazing things for you in the month with your romantic relationships, and you're going to be earning a lot of money, and you're going to be really happy in many ways at work, but overwhelmed by it, and feeling kind of pulled away from your loved one because you guys get along so well, and they really motivate you, and you feel motivated by them to work on your work. And it's just kind of, it starts to, if you think about it too much, it kind of pulls you apart. So don't do that. Clear your head, be in the moment with your loved one. Every time you find yourself kind of coming to this mindset, realize you're pulling yourself away from the very thing you worked hard to achieve and have. Come back, enjoy your job. You love your job, enjoy it, have fun. Don't see it as a problem. It's not. Enjoy all this money. And also keep in mind too, opportunities present themselves when they do. So if you're really busy, allow yourself to be busy right now because that's when you're earning more money, and another time it's a little more free for flow. But there's no reason, especially with this card popping up and this card, that you can't find some way to do both. Definitely don't only commit to your job or your family. Find a way to split it 50-50. I think it will all work out really well for you in the end though. And like I said, lots of good things coming your way. This is just like a loving message from the universe to say like, hey, don't allow yourself to spoil it. Enjoy it. If you enjoyed this reading as much as I did, please consider giving it a like, comment, and subscribe. It helps out the channel like you would not believe. Either way, have a lovely day. I will see you in the next one. And let's get ready for group number 3. Group number 3. Let's find out what's coming for you in January 2020. Let's look at your cards. We have Seven of Pentacles, upright. Judgment card, upright. Two of Swords, upright. Queen of Pentacles, upright. Eight of Pentacles, upright. Oh, Judgment again in reverse. Okay, you are being tested this month. Get ready. We got Knight of Swords in reverse. Three of Cups upright. And Eight of Pentacles again in reverse. Okay, so this is clearly a work situation we got going on here. This is interesting. Okay, so the biggest thing we have going on here is the Judgment card. We see it repeated over here twice. And the big theme of this month is you're sort of being tested by the universe. Now, I don't get the vibe, I have to pull some more cards, but it doesn't feel like you're being tested against somebody else. It's like you against the universe, so to speak. Now, that might seem a little scary, but we're going to look into it a little further. I have a feeling things are going to be just fine for you, but sometimes these sort of experience we go through are not just life lessons. They're almost like forced overcoming cycles, forced lessons learned. It's kind of like saying, if you can overcome this, you've proven to me, the universe, that you deserve more good things. You've proven to me that you're worthy of this. You've proven to yourself that you can overcome anything. It's kind of like aggressive growing, but it can be a good thing. It just kind of gives a little more reasoning when things feel off or you would love a little more answers. So speaking of answers, let's pull a little more though in these card spreads. Hold on one second. I like to pull cards based off of each individual group. I like to pull same card decks is what I was trying to say. Let me see over here. We've got Temperance. Okay. Yeah, we got Six of Pentacles. Okay, I'm pumped about that, but this is what I am curious about. Death card in reverse. Okay. So right away, we're already getting a theme. So I can tell this is work related, at least. It's definitely with the Two of Swords hidden underneath here. It feels like there's work and something else. Potentially it is a social obligations like friend groups and work, something like this duality going on here. So, and I'm so sorry for whatever reason the camera just wants to blur out this side of the screen. I have no idea if something's wrong with my phone or it's like a lighting thing. Apologies about this. But the Seven of Pentacles upright talks about you've been, working at your job for a while and it kind of seems like the same day after day. And you're starting to wonder, hey, I love that promotion. Hey, is what I'm doing worth anything? Is this equaling anything? I'm a little bored. I don't know if I'm progressing or not. This is the positive sign that, yes, you are, except your progression doesn't look any different than the day before. It's kind of weird. This isn't the case in your particular situation, but in some cases, a great example of this card would be when someone is evaluating for you from afar, like you're working hard steadily over a time period, and even though it feels boring and monotonous to you, your boss or whomever from a distance is noticing your consistency and you later get a promotion. You see what I'm saying? This isn't the case for you, but this is the feeling you're experiencing. So this card and the Temperance card and the Six of Pentacles all are basically our positive, happy omens that, yes, everything's going to work out just fine for you this month. In fact, it's going to work out better than fine. It's going to equal money, which is always a good thing. So both the Temperance card and the Seven of Pentacles talk about working with what you have. So the Seven of Pentacles is like a guy trapped on an island. He's like, that's all I got to work with. But he does it very well, and it does eventually equal something, even though it seemed like he was limited. And the Temperance card talks about somebody who is a master at being able to make their resources that they already have and combine them in just the right way to create something new. So it looks like what you're working on now is eventually going to add up to not just new as a new promotion. We're talking about like a stemming of an idea, something new and original is going to come out of what you've been working on monotonously. So maybe you've been painting, I'm just giving examples, or some sort of project or something like that. And eventually this is your new piece that you have readily available. You've developed the sort of skills or whatever in order to get this. This does also talk about when, you know, if for a while things have felt fuzzy for you and nothing seemed to make complete sense, was obscure at work, you were just kind of making it work, but you didn't really understand what you were doing. This implies that that will all become understandable and suddenly add up and mean something, which is really great. Now, the Six of Pentacles does just straight up talk about you having kind of a generous month, giving back to people more. But I always consider this card a subtle hint to wealth, because if you have, you know, if you're given to people, you usually have enough money that you feel comfortable with that you then feel compelled to give it to other people. So this is like above feeling comfortable with. So let's say your dream is to make $40,000 a year, right? Let's say that's, I'm just giving a random estimate. You're making $35,000, you'd like to make $40,000. This is you making $50,000 because you did even better than what you thought you were going to make. And so you're so thankful, you're kind of giving to other people that are in need, and you're just kind of did even better than you had thought you were going to do. So a lot of positive, happy things coming out of this work situation and this test you're going through. Now, the Two of Swords is really interesting because it looks like you're being tested in a sort of way where it almost is implying that you're thinking about potentially quitting. Again, nothing seems like it's been really adding up for a little while. And this is, in the Two of Swords, this is you thinking, should I quit? Should I not quit? I don't know. Is this equaling anything? The trying to decide and figure out where you exist in this workplace is that very test as well. But the Death card in reverse implies, no, do not do that. It would be premature. It is not meant to happen. You should not do that. In fact, over here, the Queen of Pentacles implies that by the end of this quote-unquote universal test, you will actually be quite a master at making money. This is somebody who's able to make something out of nothing. And as we talked about over here, that's pretty on the nose. This is showing, again, your resourcefulness with what you have. And let's just be honest, if you are a sort of MacGyver and you're able to kind of create up new inventions and you don't really need new things coming in order to create that original concept, well, you're kind of unstoppable. That starts a beautiful kind of journey in the future showing your capabilities. It implies your future and potential of getting a higher position. Not that you will have one this month, but you're kind of showing to everybody, yeah, I can make that happen. Yeah, I'm worthy of that job position to earn more money. And it's kind of this ultimate inner confidence that will attract more money to you because you're putting out this confidence. So it's like a form of manifestation through confidence. But it's this really positive omen that even more good things are going to come to you because people are noticing the effort you're putting in. Speaking of effort, that gets repeated here in the Eight of Pentacles upright and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. But hold on 1 minute. Let's understand what's going on here. Oh, Three of Cups again. Okay, so I was right. This is a social work situation. We have that absolute guarantee. I love when tarot is like this and repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats. It is tarot and my spirit guides' personal language that is just kind of like, yep, you're reading the cards correctly. All is good. So the Three of Cups does talk about a social situation going on, and it seems like it somehow involves your work. And when we're talking about social situation, we're talking about not like coworkers. We're talking about your friends outside of work and hanging out with your friends and you're having a good time. And it's all positive. It's all good friendships. But then outside of it, you're trying to work hard. You're trying to stay focused. It almost implies some form of them running into each other, and there's some sort of friction, and that's what's causing you to feel like, oh, should I quit my job? I don't know. But this is where the messages get a little confusing, and I need to kind of pull a few more cards, because the Knight of Swords in reverse talks about an unfocused sort of mindset, and it seems like it's being inspired by the friend group. You're having too much fun, not a bad thing, but it's not making you as motivated for work. But then this is where it gets kind of contradictive, and I'm not really exactly sure, because it could go so many ways when I look at this. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse, so over here, Eight of Pentacles is like, you're working really hard and you're doing your thing, you've got good work ethic, you're doing the right thing, it's leading you in the right direction. But then down here, it talks about perfectionism. You're kind of working yourself to the bone, type of a workaholic mentality. It seems like it's almost inspired because of the friend group situation. It's like you're trying to make up the lack of focus you feel at work by pushing yourself too intensely in an uncomfortable manner. But I wanted to, again, pull some more cards. I don't even know if I have enough room on this table. Let's see what's going on. Four of Pentacles upright. The Magician in reverse. Can you see this? I'll hold this up for you. And Strength card. See, I'm just going to tell you both messages. I'm so sorry I can't be more clearer. Spirit guides are having real fun with me today and giving me some really fun, challenging subjects to talk about. So I love it, but I like to deliver messages I feel more confident about. And if I feel, I feel a little like scattered, I share both. You know what I mean? Better safe than sorry. So over here, the Four of Pentacles implies you just don't have enough energy and resources to give everybody. You feel pulled between your love of work and what you're doing. You're clearly creating something. It's taking a lot of your time and energy. Temperance talks about that energy. And it's because it's so much work to create something new out of nothing, as we've discussed here. It feels like even if it's positive interactions, the time period you're having with your friends is it's just not the kind of energy you have right now. But because you're having so much fun with your friends, that in turn makes you feel like you're being pulled away from your work. So your work pulls you away from your friends, and your friends pulls you away from your work. And it's kind of it's funny, we don't have any sort of imbalance. In fact, it implies the opposite, but it's a bit of a struggle for you. But then over here, we have the Magician in reverse. It almost implies you faking it until you make it is the best way I can put it. This gets repeated here in the Eight of Pentacles. It's like forcing yourself into a position and mindset that's not natural for you in order to compensate. And this is kind of a loving warning of saying, stop doing that. You're hurting yourself. It's not working. You gotta chill out a little bit. But then we have the Strength card. Again, Strength card and Temperance card both talk about your health in a really positive way. Your health is going to be really good this month. In fact, it's actually a good idea if you do positive things for your body, exercise, eat healthy, whatever is going to give you a sense of rejuvenation, to give you energy for all of this. That's a really great sort of loving thing from your spirit guides to say, hey, take care of yourself. That's going to be something that's going to really help you during this time period to prevent this. But the Strength card also talks about a concept of balance, mind, body, and spirit. You want to take care of your spirit by hanging out with your friends. You want to take care of your mind by focusing on your work, and you want to take care of your body, aka yourself. So you want to somehow find time for your friends, for your work, and for yourself, because they are all equally important. You don't need to push one aside for the other or view one as overwhelming or exhausting. If you feel like you're being pulled down by any one of these, take a second and give yourself some rejuvenation by yourself, but don't neglect either one of these, because as much as it can imply that one is kind of hurting the other in both of these spreads, the reality is that they actually both benefit one another. They only hurt and bring the other one down the friends can bring down your energy at work and vice versa, if that's your mindset. If you start to view them all as like a really important, vital parts of your being and fulfillment and ultimately success, and find time to manage. We talk about temperance and the managing and of proper proportions. It's about balance in proportion of multitude of elements. You will start to understand how much that balance benefits you, how much you need it. You need all of those things, but definitely figure out during the month, you know, sometimes be like, oh, I'm hanging out with my friends too much. I need to take a second to go for a run or meditate by myself, do just some quiet time for myself. And if you feel like you're staying late too much at work, or work's really pulling you down, it's just taking a lot from you day to day, go out with your friends, go get some smoothies, do something that will lift you up. You need all of them that month. You are going to get so much out of them that month. I can see you're going to be very generous with them as you enjoy all this financial uplifting, but that is your test. That is your journey. It's so easy to view these things, so many good things, as a negative thing, but it's not. It's all positive, and I'm just really excited for all the fun and money and sense of centering you will gain. So like I said, it's a test from the universe and kind of a unique one, but the universe isn't working against you. It's trying to help you. It's working with you. But sometimes you have to give that, you know, if you were like the child of the universe, I guess we are in a way, it's kind of like, I don't want to say tough love, but sometimes you have to put the ones you love in a position in order to help them grow. So I hope that made sense. And I hope you enjoyed this reading. I'm so sorry again that the lighting has, for whatever reason, made these cards blurry. That won't happen in the next video. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this reading as much as I enjoyed delivering it. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps out the channel like you would not believe. Have a wonderful day. I will see you in the next one, and let's get ready for group number 4. Group number 4, let's find out what's coming for you in January 2020. Let's look at your cards. We have Queen of Cups in reverse, King of Swords upright. I'm so sorry, Queen of Wands upright. I'm so sorry, for whatever reason, it's just really blurry on this side of the screen. But then it gets clearer. I don't know why. I'm so sorry. I think it's something to do with the lighting or something today. Won't happen next time. 6 of Swords in reverse. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Page of Cups upright. Queen of Pentacles upright. 8 of Cups in reverse, 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Let me just pull a couple cards. Hold on a second. Give me a moment. Strength card upright. Well, that makes sense. I don't trust this person. Yep, 7 of Wands in reverse. I have a right to not trust them. But what's this option? 10 of Cups upright. Okay, very cool, very cool, very cool. Let me understand this really quickly. Give me a second. 4 of Cups in reverse. 2 of Pentacles in reverse. I just need to know it. One last thing. Sorry for all the sound effects. I'm sure that's not very reassuring, but there is actually a lot of good stuff coming your way. Hold on one moment. I just need to understand if this is somebody else or this is you. 9 of Pentacles upright. Congratulations. It is you. Okay, good, good, good. So, where do I begin? This looks like that episode in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where Charlie looks crazy and he's got all the red lines everywhere and he's like trying to figure out what it all means. I promise you this mess means something, and we're going to pull up some cards. So let's talk about this section over here. Let me clear some stuff out. It looks like with the Queen of Cups in reverse, you're going to be having some emotional imbalance during this month. I know that sounds scary. I'm so sorry to say that. Don't worry. We all go up. We all go down, especially if you're fighting from something kind of like this is a regular thing for you. Do not worry though. Universe or spirit guides, they have your back and they have a sort of solution, something to consider during the month in order to kind of battle this. With this coming up in January, keep in mind, this is not as extreme as it might sound. I'm feeling this is like, when the sun goes away for a long time and we all get kind of, bummed out. You get what I'm saying? So tarot can sometimes sound very extreme, but that doesn't mean that it's an extreme situation. So I just want to say that to comfort you because sometimes that sounds scary to hear. So Queen of Cups in reverse, you got a little bit of stuff that goes along with it. So we got King of Swords, and we've got the Strength card. These are awesome. So first, the King of Swords talks about you need to, during January, focus on some sort of a routine, something with structure, something where you do this every day. It's the little time out of your day you take care of yourself, and this will help combat these sort of emotions. That comes in the Strength card. The Strength card is awesome. I often get the Strength card when I have the Queen of Cups in reverse because while handling imbalanced emotions can be done through a multitude of ways, I think this is one of the best ways to kind of just like, it tends to be a common, not ultimate solution, but just really helpful way of handling this time period. So Strength card, mind, body, and spirit. When you have all of those working well and in sync with each other, it is just like, think of it as your armor. It's the thing that helps you battle this. So when we talk about mind, think about it. If your mind feels kind of like, really straight, you feel that you're able to think clearly, you can use logic to kind of go, hey, emotions, I know you're making me think, because when you feel off, time feels like tricks you into thinking that you've been kind of like bummed out forever. You could say, no, emotions, that's actually not true. I've only not been feeling good for 2 days. That's not true at all. Then your spirit. Often when we don't feel kind of passionate about what we're doing in life or we feel off internally, our emotions pick up on that. And so I kind of feel that spirit and emotions kind of go hand in hand. They're often confused for being the same thing, but they're not. Emotions is a reaction to your spirit. And let's just say the two pick up on each other and kind of work in tandem often. Makes sense. And then your body. Your body, if you have got a good vessel and you feel like you're strong and sound, it's the thing that gives you some sort of foundation and energy to take on the spirit, to take on the mind, to then use all of these together to take on the emotions. Does this make sense? So in so many words, this is saying, take 5 minutes out of your day to go for a walk. Take 5 minutes out of your day to also meditate. Try to reach for a little more healthier foods. It's nothing to do with, you needing to change yourself for any reason. It's just the things that you need in this month and this routine, the structure, these things that are good for you, that are going to help you kind of look at this and go, I see you. I see what you're doing. You're not going to get the best of me. No. And just reason it all out a lot better. This will make your month a lot smoother and just kind of what you need right now. And you're going to have a lot of fun doing it. So it is a good thing. Then let's talk over here. This is really happy and positive and just something I'm really excited to tell you about. So this whole little structure going on here implies that you will have your debts paid. This is awesome. This is really great. I can see here in the Two of Pentacles, a lot of these kind of debts or things that you kind of built up over time that you needed to pay for were done kind of during another time period in your life where you were becoming overwhelmed. Sometimes we compensate during busy times by spending too much money on food in order to, like if we don't have time for dinner, we'll spend a bunch of money on food. Maybe you were just feeling really off and you kind of misspent some money other places and stuff like that. But either way, it also, this does talk about misspent money and and often sometimes with generosity with the wrong people. But either way, you were just accidentally making some mistakes back in the day. No worries. If this has been bringing you down emotionally, I can see in the Four of Cups in reverse, we have another confirmation that this emotional time period you were kind of initially struggling with in the beginning of month January. No worries. This is the ultimate you came out of a bad mood type card. So that's really positive. But with the Eight of Cups card heading over to the Queen of Pentacles card and the Nine of Pentacles over here, this kind of implies this is going to be like fully paid for, like done. Not going to be a worry anymore. If you were worried about your finances, not anymore. Did you need to pay last month's rent? Don't worry, you're going to pay it. All of that good stuff. But the Nine of Pentacles is really cool because this says that you do it yourself, but get this. This implies that you've got this big old bonus coming your way. You've worked hard. It kind of all finally realized and became something. This implies some sort of like leadership position. This is a very positive thing coming your way that is just going to make you happy overall, because who doesn't love earning more money? But this also talks about how this huge kind of influx of money that you get in a big old chunk of money, chunk of like a wad of cash, so to speak, is what's going to be able to fix this other problem. So you can kind of be like, yay, this problem has been fixed, and also yay, more money. It's a yay situation. Now, I'm going to remove these cards. Oh my gosh. I paused the video for like 1 second so this jet could go overhead and you didn't have to hear that annoying noise. Okay, so let's talk about this situation. This is the only situation this month that has me just a little bit concerned. Nothing set in stone. This is a decision you can make on your own, and it is your choice to make. I'm just telling you what I see. But we have two romantic options coming your way. It looks like over here, it looks like you're starting something new with someone, which is really cute. And it's pretty darn promising. With Ten of Cups, it implies both that it is an extremely happy relationship. You guys just kind of get along. You're having a good, happy beginning couple time period together. But it also implies longevity, that this is somebody who it's just beginning, but you already kind of feel like it has the potential to become a long-term relationship, and we're being told that it does. Yet, this is somebody from your past. This is an ex. I can tell they are like a magnet. They just suck you in. You see this? Look at you. You're all happy here, and you're pulled into directly, very intensely to them. I can see over here in the Six of Swords, this often talks about when it's in reverse, kind of like going back to the start, often to an ex, to gain some sort of closure or insight, to kind of like fix something that hadn't been initially solved the first time. And that's where I feel like the temptation's coming in. But this is the thing. This person, they might seem very attractive. You just can't explain it. You're pulled in by their energy. But I'm telling you right now, with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, I can tell they just seem to disrupt anytime you're on a good, even, what's it called? Route, path, drive, whatever. Whenever you're really focused and everything's working out well for you, they pop up and they like to pull you away from that. Notice how that happens a little too coincidentally. It's like they just don't want you to succeed. I'm just putting that out there. And then over here with the Seven of Wands in reverse, this is somebody who kind of puts you in a position where you want to fight for them. They get a reaction out of you and you want to fight against them. Either way, they just know how to almost vampirically take away your energy. They can either pull it out of you by getting a reaction or pulling you in and having you want, to give them more, and so on and so forth. That just doesn't really sound like somebody who has your best interests in mind. Keep in mind, we're not seeing any cup cards. We're getting all cup cards here, but no cup cards. This is somebody who's not, this is hard to say, but sometimes we feel drawn to people. But that does not mean they are our soulmate. That does not mean they're a good person. Sometimes people just have really crazy, intense energy. This is why often some people are drawn to somebody who's pretty successful at hooking up with a multitude of people. You know what I mean? They're very good at it. They can kind of make anyone feel this way. It does not mean anything negative towards you. It's okay that you're picking up this energy. But this is kind of almost a warning of saying, if you go to them, it's not that anything bad's going to happen. I will let you know that everything's going to be okay. But the same stuff that you experienced in the past with them isn't changing. They're still going to suck the energy out of you. They're still going to put you through the same old, same old. And they're kind of pulling you away potentially from things like the positive stuff we talked about over here with the Nine of Pentacles. They're pulling you away from being very focused and even mind, body, and spirit. They're pulling you away from your self-improvement and positive things you're doing in your life. I mean, the biggest one is you look like you're starting something in January that's like really wonderful and special. Why would you want to leave this? Do not start this. And then think, well, I don't know, I'm always drawn to them. I'm so sorry to sound intense, but they just are not going to give you back what this other person is. I'm just putting that out there. So overall though, as intense as that ended on, a lot of really cool things to look forward to. You're going to start feeling really balanced and good through a nice regular schedule and routine. You can look forward to earning, a big old chunk of cash and putting some bad debts behind you in the past. And it looks like you build a really wonderful new connection, and definitely give this relationship like the love and attention it deserves, because something really special is blooming here and I'm excited for you. So anyways, have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed this reading as much as I did. Please consider giving it a like, comment, and subscribe because it helps out the channel like you would not believe. Either way, have a beautiful day. I will see you in the next one. Bye!